Hello everybody, Spider-Man is here, the Avengers are here. Well, even Patrick of Ireland and Francis of Assisi are here. And of course your professor is here. And we want to welcome you to History of Christianity, Early to Medieval, in the classroom. And I want to assure you that this is not your high school history class where the coach is teaching, right? If you are a Harry Potter fan, you know about Professor Binns, who is the history of magic teacher, and he's a ghost. While teaching, he got bored to death, and yet he kept on teaching. And so our friends Harry and Hermione and Ron have to put up with a boring ghost who's teaching. Well, I'm not like that, okay? I want to bring history alive for you and make it connect to our current lives and ministry. All right? And so to do that, I've put together a syllabus that will guide us along our way through a number of assignments and readings and other opportunities to learn. All right, and so I want to take some time to review the syllabus with you. Okay, so if you've got a copy of the syllabus, get it out and follow along. All right, let's go. To illustrate, I've got a picture here of the Colosseum in Rome. And although I've been to the Colosseum a couple of times, this is not a photo that I took, but I have seen the cross that has been erected there in honor of the Christians who were martyred at the Colosseum. And so as we study the history of Christianity, in the early section, we'll spend a considerable time talking about persecution of Christians. The persecution of Christians. All right, let's keep moving. All right, I want to review my contact information. All right, the best way to communicate with me is through my email. All right, this is my office email, and that is the way I prefer to communicate with students because I can keep track of our correspondence. Please do not send me messages through Blackboard. Sometimes students do that and those messages get lost. All right, but I will respond to my emails within a day or two, sometimes more quickly during the beginning of the semester when I have a lot of students writing to me. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but email is a very effective way to correspond with me. Otherwise, here's my phone number and my extension number, 3214. You're welcome to phone me here in the office. And here I am in the Dodd building, first floor, number 105, and my door is usually open. If I am not in the classroom, I am usually in my office unless I'm over at the Student Center looking around to see what's going on, okay? But you're always welcome to make an appointment and come by and see me here. All right, let's talk about required textbooks. The first one is Justo Gonzalez, The Story of Christianity, Volume 1, The Early Church to the Dawn of the Reformation. And this is a book that I love. It's part of the reason that I fell in love with the history of Christianity. And Gonzalez is very readable, and he wrote church history like a story, which is why it is titled The Story of Christianity. So I believe you'll enjoy reading along with it. The other textbook is the Documents of the Christian Church, edited by Bettinson and Maunder. This is a reader of primary sources, so you will have opportunities to read the very words of the people that we're studying about. All right, there will be additional required reading from primary sources that are available on the internet. So they're available for free, and those are listed in your reading guide. All right, the next book is Turning Points by Mark Knoll, and this is a book that you'll be required to read for a book review. All right, more about that later. All right, these books are available at nobts.ecampus.com. All right, and so you can go to that website and follow the prompts and order these books. All right, Blackboard will be a supplement for our classroom experience. If you go online to your Blackboard account, you are automatically enrolled onto Blackboard. All right, there you'll find course information. There'll be course documents that are very important, the discussion board, grade center, and so on. All right, the first thing I'd like you to do once you get access to Blackboard is go to Unit 1 and look for a discussion called Introduction. All right, also you'll find on a discussion board for prayer requests. But for your introduction, I like pictures, and so I'd like for you to post a little bit about yourself. Where are you from? What is your ministry goal? What degree are you pursuing? Tell me about your family of origin or the family that you are heading now. Yeah, anything else you would like me to know, I would like to read about it. And I have led the way. All right, I've already posted more pictures than you want to see, and pictures of my wife, my family, and of course my grandkids. All right, and so I've led the way, so enjoy learning about me there, and then please tell me about yourself. All right, moving into the bulk of the course, under each unit you will find course documents. There'll be PowerPoint lectures, there's bonus features like maps, charts, videos, photos from my travels. These bonus features are there to enhance your learning. And then, of course, there are study guides, and you'll find your unit exams and unit reading reports in each unit. All right, so that's an important aspect of Blackboard. Now, see the syllabus for the deadlines for each unit. All right, there are 6 units, and at midnight, at the end of each deadline, your unit exam and reading report are due. Don't worry about the application point. I'm sorry, that's not part of this class. So see the syllabus for the deadlines, and at the midnight at the end of each day, your unit exam and reading report are due. And I'll make an announcement in class to remind you about these due dates. All right, the unit exam. There are 6 unit exams. You'll take these exams online. You have 20 minutes to take each exam. These are timed, but they do not shut down at the end of the 20 minutes. Okay, so if you see the time about to run out, go ahead and maybe answer that last question or review your answers. I time your exams to keep you accountable, because your exams are to be taken closed book, closed note, and open memory. All right, and so the timing ensures to me that you are not following along in your book or notes as you answer the questions. All right, so if you go over the 20 minutes by just a minute or so, there's nothing to worry about. But if you go over for an extended period of time, well, then you need to let me know what happened. Sometimes there's a glitch in the computer, or maybe your computer shuts down. One time, one of my students decided to take his exam when his wife went grocery shopping and left him in charge of his two toddlers. All right, and one of them got his hands in a open uh, bucket of paint, and so he was decorating the walls. All right, so he had to stop and take care of his son, and then come back and finish the test. All right, so funny story. All right, the base value of each exam is 25 points, but there are bonus questions on each exam that can increase the value of each exam. So these bonus questions are good for you. All right, they give you more opportunities to gain points on those exams. Now, the lowest exam grade will be dropped at the end of the semester. All right, this is in case you forget to take the exam, or if you have computer problems, if you go out of town for a revival or a DNOW, or maybe you go visit grandma and grandma doesn't have internet. All right, you can miss one exam entirely, or if you do poorly on one exam, you don't have to worry about that because the lowest exam grade will be dropped. Then at the end of the semester, if you're satisfied with your first 5 exam scores, well, you can exempt yourself from the 6th. All right, so again, I will give you an announcement when these exams are due. All right, your reading report. Throughout the unit, you will be expected to read from your textbook, from the primary sources, a few things from the internet, and so at the end of each unit, you estimate the percentage of reading completed in 20% increments. The easiest way to figure this is to do it all right, and then you can just enter 100% and you get 5 points. Now, if you didn't quite read everything, well, then that's 80%, and you'll get 4 points, or 60%, and so on. All right, so you get 1 point for each 20% of the reading that you do. Now, this, of course, is on the honor system, and so I'm trusting you to report to me accurately your estimated percentage of reading. But I want you to read the assigned textbooks, because I can't include everything in the lectures that I want you to learn about church history. So please do your reading. At the end of the semester, if you've read everything, then you can fill out your bonus reading report and earn 5 bonus points. Now, this is for those who have completed all the assigned reading. So again, the easiest way is just to read everything for each unit. But as you go along, if you miss a little bit here or there, and so you only get 4 points for this unit or that unit, well, you can go back and catch up on the reading you missed and get those 5 extra points. All right, the reading schedule is included in the syllabus. All right, your first written assignment is a movie review. How fun is that? And I've selected one of my all-time favorite movies. It's Quo Vadis, one of the major Hollywood epics from 1952. All right, so it came out the same year that your professor was born. So, oh my, yes, it is an old movie, but it is epic and well worth watching. It is a story about early Christians under the persecution by Nero. All right, so it's a fun film for you to watch. And what makes this a church history assignment is that you'll watch the movie and assess it for its historical accuracy. All right, what's Hollywood and what's history? Well, you have to know history in order to answer those questions. And so this movie review is intended to be a fun assignment, because I believe you can learn a lot about first century Christianity, especially in Rome, while you watch the film. And so hopefully this will make learning fun. All right, so that's your first written assignment. Your next written assignment is a major research paper. All right, and in your syllabus, there's a large number of topics. Many of these are subjects for a biography, but then there are also a number of topics for a broader kind of a research paper. All right, and so you will want to go through that list and choose 3 to 5 choices at your earliest convenience, and send that list in to me. I will not allow duplicates, and the favorites will go quickly. All right, so let me know what you'd like to write about. I will reply with your assignment and maybe even suggest some resources. All right, I'll talk more about this later on, but I realize that my students sometimes like some uh, explanation of my expectations of a paper. And so the beginning of a research paper should be your introduction. Introduce your subject by summarizing why this person or topic is important to read about. All right, so that's your introduction. Let us know in summary fashion why your reader should read about your person or topic. All right, and then you'll begin talking about your subject's life. The early life should be brief so that you reserve the major body of the paper to the person's contributions. All right, briefly tell the birth date of your subject. Do not get bogged down over conflicting dates, so on and so forth. All right, because you want to move into the body of your paper, which will discuss the history, the ministry, the writings, the contributions of your subject. Or in a topic, it would be a movement or an event. As a rule, a chronological approach is best. And again, if you're writing a biography, briefly tell the death date at the end of your chronology. When you finished writing the body of your paper, you'll have a conclusion that will summarize the legacy of your subject, whether it's a person or a movement. All right, and then after the conclusion, you'll have a section titled Application Point or Points, and this will be what you gleaned personally from your research and writing. Okay, now if you choose to include subheadings, you insert 2 blank lines above and 1 blank line below. And this is a short paper, so you do not need a table of contents, you do not need chapters, and you may not even need subheadings, so that's just your choice. Now, again, more on the application point. It is my concern that you learn how to apply church history to your life and ministry today. So after you write the conclusion to your research paper, please add at least 1 application point learned from your research and writing. This application point could be a sermon illustration or an illustration for a Bible study. It could be an application to your ministry or a lesson learned for your personal life. All right, we'll talk more about that later. Now, Safe Assignment is a tool that is available to you on Blackboard. You can submit a draft of any paper for review. Safe Assignment will highlight the material that is found in its database, and they'll send you back a report. And so you need to check the material that is highlighted to be sure that it is cited properly. If a major portion of your paper has been highlighted, you may need to review your work and put more of your paper in your own words. In other words, I don't want you to quote large passages of your research. I want you to read and to learn, but then I want you to give me your research in your own words. Now take note that when you get your report back, your footnotes and bibliographical entries will be highlighted. Of course, that is to be expected. All right, a style guide, a copy of the approved NOBTS style guide can be found in the Blackboard shell, all right, or it can be located online at the Writing Center's page on the seminary website, and this link is included in your syllabus. It will help you figure out how to navigate Turabian and the style of your footnotes and bibliography. Please learn how to format footnotes and bibliography entries. All right, well, let's talk about your third and final writing assignment. It is a book review of the book Turning Points by Mark Noll. And this is a survey of all of church history. And it is intended to be our embedded assignment. That is to say, the church history department has selected this book as a review to be a summative assignment for all of our church history students. It also is our QEP assignment because our quality enhancement plan is the establishment of the Writing Center. And so we assess these papers according to the writing rubric to see how our Writing Center is improving the writing of our students. All right, so you have actually a two-part assignment here. One is to submit the draft to the Writing Center, and then to make the improvements before you submit the final version. All right. Okay. I have reviewed all of this already with you. The importance of the assignment as a summative assignment, and then also as an evaluation of the Writing Center. There is a rubric for evaluating this assignment that is attached to the syllabus. Keep the assignment, as you write the assignment, keep this rubric in mind. All right, so you will submit a first draft to the NOBTS Writing Center. And then after you receive the returned marked paper, you will post that in the assignments section on Blackboard. All right, that will show to me that you followed the instructions and submitted your paper to the Writing Center. Failure to post that submission will result in a 10% deduction. So, information about the Writing Center and the process for submitting papers can be found at the writing website. All right, so you can see that link there, and it's also in your syllabus. The Writing Center staff will review the paper, work with you to help you improve it before your final paper is submitted. And working with the Writing Center will help you in all of your academic writing. You can submit your major research paper here, or even the movie review, all right? Although the movie review is a more casual kind of assignment, but any of your other assignments in your other classes can be submitted to the Right Stuff Writing Center. So, when it's time to submit your assignments, you submit your movie review under assignments on Blackboard. Submit your research paper under assignments, but also there'll be a discussion board link where you can post your research paper in your discussion board, which makes it available to your fellow students so that they can learn from you and you can learn from them. Okay, failure to post your research paper in both sites will result in a 5-point deduction. And then you'll submit your book review and the proof of your sending it to the Writing Center, also under assignments. All right, so mostly under assignments with one extra assignment sent to the discussion board. So, well, I need to put on my ugly face and talk about penalties, all right, because there are requirements and expectations in the class, and I want you to be sure and fulfill them. All right, first of all is attendance. All right, we expect you to attend the class. No student who misses more than 9 classroom hours for a 3-hour class, for us that's the equivalent of 6 class meetings. Otherwise you cannot receive credit for this course. 3 occasions of arriving late for class or leaving early will count as 1 absence. Okay, for more information, you can see the graduate catalog. All right, unit assignments, your unit exams and reading reports must be submitted by the date of the unit completion. You will receive a 0 otherwise, all right? And then remember, one unit exam will be dropped. All right, tardiness, I'm very strict about your being on time with your written assignments. And if your written assignments are late, they will be assessed with a 10% penalty. All right, now if it's more than 5 days late, that penalty is doubled. And then after 1 week, oh my word, you don't even want to see what I'm going to do to that paper. All right, so be sure that your papers are turned in on time. And then you know about plagiarism. Don't do it. A high standard of personal integrity is expected of all seminary students. All right, so this is copying another person's work, submitting downloaded material without proper references, submitting material without properly citing the source, submitting the same material for credit in more than one course. So, man, you don't want to submit something to me that you've already submitted elsewhere. No, you want to do something new and fresh. There are other forms of dishonesty. All of these are strictly forbidden, and they will be reported to the administration. So just don't do it. All right, the way that I will grade you and assess you is by assigning points to different assignments. So the 6 units of reading with 5 points for each unit, that's 30 points. But remember, you can get 5 extra points if you do all the reading. The same with the tests. There are 5 tests that have a base value of 25 points for 125 points. But every test has 2 or 3 or 4 extra points that you can earn if you answer the questions correctly. So those are extra points as well. The movie review is 30 points, the book review is 60 points, the research paper is 100 points. All right, so there's 345 base points in the class. So if you earn from 320 to 345 or more, then you get an A. All right, a B is 295 points to 319. A C is 265 to 294, and so on. If you make less than 225 points, well, I'm sorry, you're going to fail the class. But let me make this prediction. More than half of you are going to make A's in my class. Most of the rest of you are going to make B's. There'll be a few C's and D's, but if you want to fail my class, you have to work very hard. You need to not turn in your work, or to be late with it, or to plagiarize, or be absent too many times. In other words, if you do the work in my class, you will make a good grade. All right, that's what it takes. All right, use of electronics in class. Please turn off your cell phones, put them away. Use your laptops for purposes suitable for this class only. I want you to be focused on church history while you're in my classroom. And then there's an emergency plan. If there's an emergency and you need to evacuate, then go to the seminary website for news about the seminary. You can go to Blackboard for instructions related to this class. All right, hopefully we're in good shape for this semester, but we just have to wait and see, right? If the first word in ministry is be flexible. All right, so there you go. There's a quick run through of the syllabus. I hope that I have explained everything clearly. If not, certainly feel free to send questions to me or ask them in class, and I look forward to seeing you in the classroom. I close with a photograph that my wife took in St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. Isn't that beautiful, with the light streaming in through the windows? And of course, the Catholic Church is one of the central institutions of the medieval church, so we'll speak often about it during our class time together. All right, God's blessings to you, and we'll see you in class. Bye-bye.